Hey, it's Landon. So I just wanted to record this video going through the RCQ that I just won um, in Lake City, Michigan. It was a 11-person RCQ, a very small RCQ. It was the first one that this shop ever put on. So there was only 11 players. We did 4 rounds of Swiss and then a cut to top 4, semifinals, and then finals. So I'm just going to record a few videos to go over the matches that I won that were recorded. So this first one is against Blue-Green Infect, and we just lost the die roll. And let's see the opening hand. Opening hand, we've got, looks like Fetch Land, Shock Land, Fetch Land, Ether Vial, Mog Mob, War Marshal, Harbinger. We keep that. At this point, I'm thinking he's on Nadu after he fetches a Breeding Pool. And I'm not feeling as amazing about my hand without Conspicuous Snoop for the combo. So I'm feeling bad until he plays Noble Hierarch. I'm feeling a little better. We lead out on Ether Vial, pass it back. Follows up with another Hierarch into a Glistener Elf, and the jig is up. Tick up on Vial. We go ahead and fetch a mountain. Cast out the Marshal, pass it back. He plays out the third Hierarch. It's getting a little spooky. We chump block with the War Marshal. He plays a Blighted Agent. End of turn, we Violin Hierarch. Upkeep Vial to 2. Play another fetch land. Play out the Matron. Looking for the combo here. Get Snoop. Vial's already on 2. And they don't run any interaction, so as long as we don't die here, we should be good. So he's going to buff up the Blighted Agent, but can't get it big enough to kill me. I think I go to 5 poison here. End of turn, Violin Snoop. Fetch away the War Marshal. Doesn't really matter, but we don't need a War Marshal, so in the rare chance that he's running interaction, might as well just see if we can get a Boggart Harbinger on top of the deck to play from the top instead of our hand. So we put in the Surveil Land. It's going to be revealed. Don't need a Stomping Ground. Or sorry, no, we choose to keep the Stomping Ground. I'm not sure why I chose to do that. Cast out the Harbinger. GG's. Skip through this part. Just go for it right away because I know he doesn't usually run interaction. But he casts into the Flood Maw, which I did not expect at all. So he bounces Snoop back to my hand. I believe I have another Harbinger in hand. So what I do here is Violin Harbinger to put a Mog Mob on top of my library. Just to clear out his... Or sorry, no. Not Mog Mob. Because I wanted to keep the Snoop around, I guess. So I got Munitions Expert. Cast it off the top. Kill the unblockable guy. And we have Battlecry. Okay, we have Battlecry Goblin in hand, which is why I decided not to fetch up anything else. Basically, I'm just like, I'm going to chump block, and then on the backswing, he's dead. So he plays out a bunch more creatures. Doesn't have any pump spells, though. Comes back to my turn. Play out Battlecry Goblin. Do a lot of thinking. Thinking about playing out Snoop. I end up doing it and seeing a really good card on top, Skirk Prospector. And then we go full math is for blockers mode. Swing everything out. And then there's like 5 minutes of thinking here till eventually he decides to block with 4 creatures. Let's see if we can skip ahead. He decides to block with 4 creatures. He goes down to like 7 or something. He might go down to 10 or something like that. Pretty much all his creatures die. He figures out he doesn't have any outs, skips it up. Let's skip ahead. So in this matchup, I boarded in 2 Fatal Pushes and the last Boggart Harbinger because I knew he probably wasn't going to run much interaction, so I wanted to go full combo mode. Trying to think what else I would have boarded in. I can't remember if this is the match where I heard rumors that he might have Pithing Needles, so I brought in Masked Vandal. Can't remember if that was this match or not, but I may have done that also. Got a hand with Fatal Push, Harbinger, Kiki. I think I end up keeping it on the strength of Fatal Push. But we're on the draw again. He has a turn 1 Infect creature this time. I go with the tap land go, and he has a turn 2 kill here. Nothing we can do about it. Scale up into another 4 pump spell, and I'm dead to 10 poison. We go to game 3, and I am now on the play. Keep a hand with, let's see here. Looks like Mog War Marshal, Harbinger, Munitions Expert, 4 lands. I decide that's good enough. I can chump block with War Marshal and kill something with Expert. He takes a mulligan down to 5, I believe, this game. We lead on the, we lead on the Surveil land. Let's see what we surveilled onto the top. I think that's a Fatal Push. Kept that on top. Removal's good. Plays out a Hierarch. We put up some blockers. He plays out the unblockable guy. Cavern of Souls. I think we're just going to expert the Blighted Agent, hold up Fatal Push after getting in for 2. Plays out another Hierarch, and yes, there's the Pithing Needle. So this is, he names Conspicuous Snoop. The reason I knew he might have it is because he asked the judge a question about a card in his sideboard, and I figured that was the one. Because people ask that question a lot, like, do I name Conspicuous Snoop? Or do I name Kiki Jiki? That kind of thing. And then we get Battle Cry, pump it up, and he's dead. We were able to remove all the creatures. He's dead in 2 turns here. Got a million pumps. Not enough creatures to block. So we take game 3. This is not really a meta matchup, so I don't have really many thoughts on the matchup, but I think it's pretty favored, especially because we have access to a turn 3 combo that they have a hard time interacting with. And when we don't have that, we've got access to removal, especially with Fatal Push, Mob, and Munitions Expert. And that's kind of what you need against them, is just a bunch of removal. So, and blockers. So if they don't have some way of getting their creature trample or something, it can be tough for them to get through. Or, a Blighted Agent or something. So not really many thoughts on that matchup. I was not expecting to see it today. I don't think a lot of people were expecting to see it either. He said he wanted the turn 2 kill available so he could race Nadu. And there was only one Nadu player there. And I don't know if he ended up being able to test out his strategy, but that's what he told me was the reasoning behind playing Infect at a modern RCQ. So I'll catch you in the next match.